Welcome to a new show here called Awesome First Episodes, where I go in depth in at most the first 3 episodes of a show YMS style while describing what makes it good along the way. I love Black Lagoon. This show is so fun to watch that it's addicting. It's not my favorite, but 2 seasons together plus the OVA, it would land at about an 8.6. This show also has a great mid-2000s dub, but that isn't what this video is about. This is about some of the best first episodes in any anime ever. Black Lagoon starts with a kick-ass OP that is also in English, and if you watched my Kekai Sensen Season 2 OP analysis, click the card in the right there, it's a pretty good video if you ask me, you would know that I love English openings. It's like a fetish at this point, and it's probably because I could sing along with no problems. But after the OP, we get shown Japan, and it's very great to emphasize how dreary it is, and how monotonous it is. We get some opening dialogue from our main character Rokuro Okajima, talking about his life and almost without saying it, telling the audience how boring it is without saying, "My life is kinda boring and I wish something interesting would happen." You know, like every shonen that starts off normal. But then it cuts to a sea, and I gotta say, I love this color palette. It's very appealing to look at. The water looks so good that I want to get in it, and I hate the sea. Also, it's a complete juxtaposition to what Japan was a few seconds prior. It really makes you feel like you got launched into a brand new world. We get introduced to 2 mercenaries who are obviously robbing the ship that Rokuro was on, and you can get a good feel for their personalities just by them talking to each other. You find out that there is a disc that Rokuro has, and now you may say, "But pointing out the obvious, why should we care about the disc if we don't know what's on it yet?" Well, sorry I have to explain this to you, but you're not supposed to care. It's a MacGuffin. The MacGuffin is supposed to be something that the characters care about, not you. This is a philosophy from Alfred Hitchcock, one of the best directors ever. So, it's pretty much fact. But back to the show. After they take the disc, the female mercenary tells Rokuro that he is coming with them. When he is on the ship, we get chemistry between the crew and we find out that their name is the Lagoon Company. We get shown that Reverie is the hothead, Dutch is the leader, and Benny is the tech guy who doesn't want to be involved with the action. They also make his kidnapping funny, but then it cuts to his boss saying that he's just gonna let him die out there in the ocean without feeling jarring, which is honestly hard to do. It really sets the tone for the whole show, which likes to jump between comedy and then serious philosophy or messed up stuff happening, but then going back to kinda lighthearted tone, but then in the end being completely serious. Reverie gives Rokuro the nickname Rock, because that's just easier to remember than Rokuro to her. And Rokuro and Dutch have a short conversation on the top of the boat. They eventually port at land and go to the hellhole called Ronanapur. I love how they introduce the city. It's introduced kind of the same way the Hell Salem's Lot is introduced in Kekai Sensen, and anything that is like Kekai Sensen is automatically great in my book. It introduces the city as a hellhole, but is also low-key kind of fun. They go to a bar, and can I just say how much I love the bar scene? The bar scene is, I hate to say it for the lack of a better word, but fun. Basically what makes the scene so fun is that you get to see Rokuro and Reverie bounce off of one another, creating their chemistry. And man, is it a great chemistry. Despite Rokuro and Reverie being from 2 different places, it's so fun seeing them get into a dumb drinking contest. It shows how much they clash, but it also shows how much they are also just the same. Then we transition to some Mafia serious stuff seamlessly, but I'm gonna skip over that. This is where we get the show's first action scene, and it's funny, and it has great gun action and badass explosions. Now, if you were looking for grounded action, then you better look elsewhere, because this is anything but real, which is consistent with the rest of the show. When the Lagoon Company escapes, they end up taking Rokuro, considering that he doesn't want to die. When they get back on the skip, they finally get in contact with Rokuro's company, and they say straight to his face that he is already dead in their eyes. And this is especially messed up considering that they are doing this to cover up the fact that they're making nukes. After Rokuro throws up, we get some helicopter versus boat action, and Rokuro tries to run away because he can't take it anymore, but Reverie stops him. Then it shows the leader in the helicopter saying that he isn't going to finish them off yet because he wants to watch them run. We get a short rant from Rokuro about what he did to deserve this, like a Coheed and Cambria song. And that's how episode 1 ends. God, I want to die. Episode 2 starts with the company that Rokuro used to work for, and it tells you that they're going out to Ranapur to go retrieve the disc if the mercenary fails. Then we are right back to the action with Rokuro still losing his mind. Like, he was able to kick a torpedo with a straight face. That's how gone he was at this point. He was very angry. The group starts to wonder why they aren't dead yet, and they figured that the direction that they're gonna hit a dead end. Dutch tries to evade, but the helicopter forces them to go on the dead-end path by shooting at them. Rock starts to freak out, but they subdue him. After driving down this dead-end path for a little bit, Rock, now having the time to think, comes up with a crazy plan that involves the torpedoes. This plan is based off of all the information given to us, and that's what makes it so cool, because anyone could have come up with it, but Rokuro is the only one crazy enough to really put it together. They charge at the helicopter at full speed. They shoot at it to get its attention. They get it to send its infrared missiles at them, and they push them off course with a signal flame. And they ram right into a sunken ship that sends them flying right into the air, and they just let the torpedoes fly. And it hits the pilot right in the face. After a little downtime from all the action, they get the disc to Hotel Moscow, the people that they were hired by. They are throughout the episodes, I just didn't really mention them that much because they weren't really integral to the plot. And that leads us to one of the best group wallpaper shots in an anime ever, especially since it occurs naturally, instead of being forced down your throat. They give the disc to the company boss for money, and the boss says to Rokuro to come along, but he rejects him. And he says that he's already dead, and now his name is Rock, officially accepting the nickname. The boss leaves without a fuss, and Hotel Moscow says that they owe him a favor in the future, and Lagoon Company welcomes him to the group. I love these first 2 episodes, if I haven't made that apparent, but they're just so good. It feels like a mini movie, and that's exactly how an introductory episodes should feel. But if this was a movie and it ended here, I would honestly be happy with it and say I couldn't wait for the sequel. So yes, these are some of the best first episodes that can suck someone in and give them all the info they need to know if the show is for them or not. And that's what first episodes are for, aren't they? Thank you for watching. Sorry for the late upload, but I had a 10-page paper to write last week, so I had to put that in priority. But I do have 2 other scripts planned, and another one that you should see later this week if I work fast. And if you want to see those, you have to like and subscribe, and I recommend you click the bell so you would actually see me when I upload. Also leave a comment if you like. I always respond to criticism and praise, or just whatever. It's fun to have conversations sometimes down there. And click over there for my Kekai Sense and OP analysis, or click over there for whatever Google recommends to you. But if this is the last that I see of you today, have a good whatever, and please take care.